Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys? Welcome to another stream. As you may have seen from the thumbnail, we're going to write today. I need to be productive because I really want to do more revisions of the Art of Summoning Demons. It's my little printed version. So I don't know if I've explained this before, but I made all of my handwritten annotations here on the side, and I'm putting at the top the ones I've done. And I'm currently at chapter 8, so I'm not very far. It's out of 30. So basically, I'm just transferring my revisions onto the manuscript on the actual computer. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. What are you guys working on? Let me know. I've had a bit of a stressful day work-wise. Like, it's been a little bit deadline stressful type of state. So deadlines I was not made aware of early enough. So it's been a little bit, I need something of mine. Like, I need to be working on something that I'm enjoying because it made me feel a little bit stressy and I didn't like that. So yeah, that's the mood I'm in and why I'm very motivated to do something for myself and to work on my writing. Let's say hi in the chat. Hello, Mars. How are you? How's it going? I was in bed till past noon with a migraine, but I'm ready to be a person now. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope your migraine is gone and that you're feeling better now. Hi, Keiko. Can't stay long because work in the morning. Fair enough. However long is good. Happy to have you here. Hello, Marta. What's up? Today's the first time all week I've gotten home at a semi-reasonable time. Nice. I'm looking forward to make the most of it. Yes, but also sometimes that's very tiring, and it's okay if you don't make the most of it every single night when you've had a lot of late work nights. And by make the most of it, I of course mean edit a vlog, yay, because my brain is too fried for writing. Yeah, exactly. And only for like an hour because I'm falling asleep, but close enough. Anything that makes you feel good, and maybe you're in a similar situation as I am, where you also feel like you need to feel like yourself again. And the best way to do that is to not do something for work, but do something for you, such as editing a vlog. So I'm excited to see whatever vlog you're editing. Hi, Stig. How's it going? Lounging today, watching Tomb Raider Cradle of Life. Oh, those are fun and sort of probably aged extremely badly, but I would enjoy it purely based on nostalgia. So that sounds fun. Hi, Becca. How are you? Stig has a double shift plan for tomorrow. No, I'm bracing myself emotionally. Good luck. Good luck. My thoughts are with you. Mar says, what you're saying is more to vlog soon. Yes, I'm excited for that. Hi, Emily. How are you? I may be possibly saying that. Yay. Hello, Wendy. How's it going? Mar says, I'm re-outlining Salvation using the little calendar thing I set up because I'm changing around the timeline quite a bit. Oh, nice. Yeah, I had to do that for another project, An Office Full of Monsters, and I used the timeline, like the calendar thing in Notion for it. I don't know if that would be useful for every project I've worked on. For some of them, I feel like it was really useful. Like, that specific one happens in modern times in London and everything, and so I feel like it's easy enough to be like, oh, let's say it's this year, so whatever happens during that month, then it would take her to this month, etc. So it was kind of useful for me in that way. Hello, Anna. How are you? How's it going? Yay. Oh, you were talking about this. Yes. I thought you meant me. I'm just very disappointed now. I'm joking. Yes, I do love her as well. I'm very happy with it. Did you use Amazon to make that or another service? No, I used another service called DocZoo. I haven't really talked about it because I felt like it was probably just British. And I was like, most people aren't going to be able to benefit from knowing what it is. But I can show you briefly. DocZoo. I'll just share so that you can see what it is. Share. Is that working? Yeah. This is the website I used. Let me hide. Literally just so simple. I just Googled book printing services, but like for small batches, and this one had like a fairly good price for like a single book. And when you go on there, they do have hardbacks as well, and I was thinking like maybe I'll treat myself to a hardback if I've got the final version one day, but paperback was good enough for what I wanted, and it was not too expensive. I can't remember how much exactly, but I feel like it was 50-ish quid for two, because I got two copies. And it goes down in price as you add copies. So like the first one was like 32 pounds or something like that. Yeah. So that's the service I used. But I figured there must be an equivalent in the US or wherever anyone lives. It's just that's the UK one. Morris says, I've got 3 days left to fill in on the calendar, but those 3 days are the bad guys close in. All is lost, so it's a lot to work out, especially since I didn't even write this bit in the first draft. Oh, I completely misunderstood, didn't I? I kind of thought you were talking about timeline, and I thought you meant within the book, like the timeline of the events inside of the book, and not your timeline of when you're working on what. Sorry. My brain is fried as well. That's my excuse. Keiko says, I'm in the clutches of a BG3 fanfic that I'm reading for 2 days. Also, work is hard. Oh, yeah. Where we're here, only 4 people today, and rumor mill has it that another coworker is getting fired. Oh my God, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so even less people. Yeah. Marta says, I had a deadline yesterday too, sending all the good vibes to the stressy deadline vibes away. Yeah, it wasn't so much the deadline itself, it was the not being made aware properly of the deadline part that was stressful, because I'm fine with deadlines, and I would have like maybe worked a bit later or something yesterday to avoid this, or worked throughout more of the morning. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'll go take a coffee break or something, and I was chilling and taking my time on tasks and not realizing, oh no, there's a hard deadline no one fucking told me about. So that was stressful. Also upset stomach, I'm so sorry. Hi Laura, how are you? Yes, hope you're feeling better. Becca says, hoping to write a chapter today. Yay. We're gonna do chunky ones. I am copying Marta's style, and I've got a 45-minute setup. So let me get through the comments first, and then we'll jump straight into a big sprint. About to clean myself up so I can film a video. Woo, nice, excited. That sounds fun. Mars says, I'm feeling much better, still a little bit blurred, but the pain has subsided. Okay, fair. Yeah, exactly. I just want to feel like I'm working on something that's for myself. Yeah, that's often why I get motivation to like write or do video filming or anything like that. Easy mode. Yeah, fair enough. I'm debating between 3 projects to work on today. Ooh, Crimson Strings, Project Arrows, or the Heartbreak Scammer. Interesting. You should do like a mini, like a 1-sentence pitch for each of them in the comments, and then people can vote. Like maybe I can put up a poll or something. I've never tried to do a poll, so I have no idea if I can or if I need to pay extra StreamYard to do that. Steve says they have aged extremely badly indeed. Yeah, the Tomb Raider movies. Yeah. Very male gaze, and Angelina Jolie is literally the only female character. Yeah. I still enjoy them. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend I didn't. I think also at the time, although now they've aged badly, you got to remember a lot of the movies I used to watch would be like with my dad and brother, and they would be similar, but with a male lead instead. And I was just really happy to have a female lead. Obviously, I don't think I was too young to watch them, so I must have been like a teen when it came out. I can't remember when they came out, but I was very happy that we had the equivalent of these movies I used to watch, like the actiony movies, but with a female lead. And that was all. Like, I didn't know yet about the Bechdel test and all that, about you need 2 female characters to talk to each other about something else than a man. Or even the Makomori test, which I do really enjoy, Pacific Rim. So, yeah. Marta says, you do look gorgeous today too, well in the color shirt. Looks lovely on you. Thank you very much. How cool for dog suit. Yeah. Writes it down. Yeah, because you're in the UK, so you can definitely use that service, Marta. And it's not too expensive. That's what it is, the timeline of the story. Okay. So I wasn't, yeah. Again, fried brain. Apologies. It's a very short length of time because several things happen each day. So there's like 3 or 4 bullet points on each day. I got to figure out the order it all should go in. Yeah, I find that like details like that probably will never translate properly in the mind of the reader, where they're going to be like, oh my God, this is so cleverly done and perfect. But it's so important to get it right, because I feel like they would notice if you get it wrong. So like, for instance, for the Art of Summoning Demons, I have a college like class schedule for Olive. Like I have an actual schedule for her first semester, because I need to know where she's at each day, or if she's like skipping classes or something or anything like that. And it helps me, even though no one will ever see that schedule. Steve says, I also recently watched The Mummy, and Evie is the only female character there. That doesn't bother me as much. So I don't know. Because I think although it was coined later on, when someone coined it, the Makomori test, she's also the only female character in Pacific Rim, but everyone was like, but she has her own story arc individually, separate from the male characters. And I feel like that's why they were like, we're still fucking loving this because it's a woman who's got her own character arc and everything. And I feel like maybe in The Mummy it is something similar because we're following, it's her story. It's like her first. And then, like, to be fair, the guys there are all a little bit himbo-esque. Even her brother. He's not the smartest. So I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't mind it. Hell yeah for 45-minute sprints. Yay. It makes more sense in The Mummy because of the era, but it's still a little extreme that there are no other women at all. Yeah. There are 2 whole women in the sequel. Yeah, that's true. I'm so excited to read the next draft of Salvation. I enjoyed draft 1 so much. Yay. So fun. Crimson Strings. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'll wait until you've done the other 2 and then we'll jump into a sprint, or do you just maybe write them while I'm starting the sprint and people should tell you what they think you should work on if you're unsure, or swap them around, like start with one for 15 minutes, then do another one for 15 minutes, then another one for 15 minutes. I don't know if that would help. Sometimes that helps me because I really get into the groove of one and I'm like, okay, I'm going to continue with that. Marta, you didn't read Salvation. No one's read it because it's only half a draft that I wrote in January. Wait, this is very confusing. You read the cowboy book. Oh, wait, which one am I thinking of? The one with the monsters that also happens in a couple of days, weeks. Is that just a common thing that happens in all of your books, Mars? Is it just that they all have a tight timeline? Because I need to know. Hi, Michael. How are you? We're about to jump into a sprint for 45 minutes. That one is City of Blood. I forgot you read that. Also, not Salvation, though. That's so funny. Okay, we're gonna jump into our first sprint, I think. And Laura, when you're done writing your little pitch, oh, there we go. There's a second one. Project Eros. Greek god Eros is cursed with mortality, forced to work for a mafia, matching people for the profit of the Brotherhood, leaving people shattered. A girl kisses him at a bar on a dare. It sounds fun. It sounds like a lot of fun. I kind of vote Project Eros. I feel like it depends how you're feeling about Crimson Strings. If you're in the mood to revise it, then do it. But if not yet, then give yourself the break and like have a look at something else. Because I feel like the longer break between drafts, the better. I mean, obviously not years, but you know what I mean. So maybe Project Eros. I don't know. Yeah, Evelyn is the most competent in The Mummy. Yeah. I'm sorry you have too many projects for me to. Guys, stop it with the comments. We need to jump into a sprint. I'm gonna skip some. Lara Croft is one of the most competent character in her universe, though. Not in the Cradle of Time, right? Like, isn't there like a rival guy who's like just as good as her or some shit? I can't remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. The Heartbreak Scammer, MF Contemporary Erotic Romance, a Scammer Scam Baiter. I'm most interested in Project Eros, but that's just me personally. And I feel like that also sounds very fun. So I would just say take the longer break for Crimson String if you feel like you need it, and do one of the other 2 instead, because maybe that's healthier and like easier to get back to something when you have more like recoil, like you can see things better. I don't know. That's how I feel about my own projects. But The Mummy does have less nipply outfits, maybe. Yeah, perhaps. Okay, let's get writing. Let me finally start this sprint. Focus. And we're into Dark Academia mode today because that is what I'm writing in, I guess, is my Dark Academia. So let's get started. 45 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Do, do, do. How how did that go for you guys? That was a good 45 minutes. I've done so many chapters. To be fair, I was rereading line by line the beginning when I was working on those chapters back in the manuscript because I hadn't read the front, like the first ones, in a little while longer. So I had like worked on the beginning, and then at the end of the month I was finished with the end, right? So by the time I got back around to the beginning, I was like, oh, it's been like a month since I've read those. So I was like glad to reread them. But then as I am going further and further in, I'm not rereading myself as much because I'm like, I've just reread this. So I need like a break or I'm not going to see anything. So at the moment I'm just translating my manual annotations into the computerized version without rereading all the other lines that don't have any changes. So I'm going fucking faster. Like I'm now, how many have I done? Today I've just done 11 chapters right now because I'm going so much faster. So yeah, I'm at chapter 19, which is pretty good. And I started at chapter 8 where we were talking a minute ago. So yeah, 11 chapters. But again, it's because I'm not rereading everything. I'm only going through the passages that need changes. So yeah, that's how I did. I'm feeling good about this progress. And I'm thinking since I'm going to be done much faster if I do it like this, then that'll leave some time in the month to go through them again. But I wanted to still do pro writing aid, using that to check, any places where I need to change grammar or there's any other errors I have not noticed myself, and then maybe do a filter word check through each chapter. And that's going to take a while, so I might not be able to do that by the end of the month, but I might start it soon. It's not ready yet. Let me scroll back up. I did put a poll up a little bit earlier for Laura, and I think the result was Project Arrows, but it was very tight. I think for a while it was in between Crimson Strings and Project Arrows, and then I think perhaps someone came in and changed the balance. So I know that we had Michael eating carrot cake. Nice, very nice. And JC arrived. Hello. How are you? Hello. And then Michael asked, what are you planning to do for Valentine's Day tomorrow, guys? I'm going to have takeaway with my husband. He was like, do you want to go out? And I was like, how about a really nice takeaway inside? I've been going out a lot. I mean, not that much, but a lot compared to January. And so like the difference between January and February is a little bit too much for me, and I'm feeling the need to be inside at home doing nothing. So I feel like a takeaway, a really nice one, sounds much nicer for me. JC says I don't typically celebrate Valentine's Day, so I'm just treating it like a normal day. Nice. Yeah, I also feel like I don't really enjoy being surrounded by a bunch of other couples. Like if I'm out in a restaurant or something, then I would just not enjoy that. So I'd prefer being inside. Gotcha. I'll be hanging with the family, says Michael. We'll probably order in something delicious for dinner and then stream an old chick flick or something. Oh, nice. That sounds lovely. Oh, yeah, maybe you should select a few movies or something and do a movie night. Morris says I'm going to an estate sale tomorrow. Nice. The sign advertising it said bits and bobs, nicks, but also knacks. I love that. And that's so funny. It did also have a more specific list about the type of stuff there. That's really fun. I love that. Going to an estate sale is a bucket list item for me, so I'm excited. Nice. Marta says I picked up some croissant on the way home today, and I'm surprising my boyfriend with a fancy breakfast. That is so cute. That is so lovely. We are planning on treating ourselves and actually leaving work on time. Oh, thank God for that. Leave work on time. That is very cute. Laura is now showered and presentable, filmed the end of a video she's been sitting on since mid-December. And once this video is edited and uploaded, Project Arrows it is. Yes, I think that was the last result of the poll. Anna knocked out a bunch of little work emails. Nice. I hadn't gotten to yet this week. Yeah, fair enough. That can bulk up quite quickly. JC has been working on her newsletter pretty much the whole time since I joined. Think I should probably eat something now. Nice. That's exciting. How long does it normally take you to work on a newsletter, and how often do you send them? Because I find that it's something I would love to one day do, but then I'm also like, oh god, it's so much more effort, and we're already supposed to do so many things as authors. It's so hard. There's so much social media stuff, and then a newsletter as well. That's all outside of the actual writing of the words for the actual books. So it's a lot. I apologize for the sirens if you can hear them. And they're gone, finally. Emily got 426 words. Nice, good job. Mars had to get their charger from the office because my laptop started dying. Oh god, that's so annoying. But then it just did work on the timeline. Nice. Marcia says, ooh, that went by quick. I edited together some B-roll from a walk. Nice. Yeah, I feel like when you're editing videos, time goes really quickly for me because it just takes so much of that time to do. But also I don't notice it as much as if I'm doing like other types of work. Thank you. I designed it myself, but I am a graphic designer by day. So, you know, it wasn't too hard. But I am very upset that I didn't center the spine correctly. And this is just a printed copy I did for myself. So I've got another one that is kept intact. So that just can have it as a keepsake. And then this one is the one that I'm making my amends in. Wendy finished the scene, altered her tracking sheet a bit, and then went to make lunch and got distracted. Yeah, fair enough. Lunch is important. Yes, I shall send it to you very soon, one day. JC voted for Heart's camera story. Fair enough. Becca says, did some writing on my chapter, but also ended up reading a chapter of a craft book. Nice. Oh, yes, I need to read the craft book I'm reading for Steve's stream at the end of the month, and I haven't done it yet, but he read it in like 2 sprints last time himself. So I'm like, okay, so it's going to be short. Hi, Alice. How are you? Sorry, I missed most of the stream. No, you only missed half. I do 2 hours long normally. I do from 8 o'clock my time until 10 o'clock my time. So 3 p.m. EST to 5 p.m. EST-ish. Sometimes a little bit longer if I have like guests or a lot of people chatting or whatever. But don't worry, you barely missed just half. And now I'm going to do the second sprint after this chat. So we'll do another 45 minutes. I feel like I get a lot more done doing chunkier ones like this. So thank you, Marta, for the idea. It works really well for me, actually, because then I also have a little bit of time if I want to grab myself a drink, go to the bathroom and everything, and I don't feel as guilty because I've not eaten up too much of the sprint. Marta says, not to mention, most of us also need to have jobs on top of doing all the social media for author stuff. Yeah, no wonder we never get our books written. So JC says, I try to send a newsletter every month, but it's such a struggle for me because I never feel like I have anything terribly interesting to share. So I always feel like no one really cares. I feel you, because I just wouldn't know what to talk about. I also would be like, what's going to be in this one? I don't know. So can't help you there, but I feel your pain. Alice says, I have so much admin to do that I didn't do when I was streaming. Goodness, like 3 thumbnails and newsletters and new website posts and calendar stuff. Oh my God, that is a lot of admin. JC says, but hey, no one has unsubscribed from my newsletters. So perhaps I'm more interesting than I think. Yeah, for sure. Keiko says I should go to bed, but I'm transfixed. Is that because of the fan fiction? You can read the fan fiction in bed. I mean, you can even have this stream on your phone in bed if you want. It's as you wish. Alice says, I'm so sorry, Lucy. I missed you in my stream. I literally passed out. JC says it's okay. And Marta says, I'm happy that you are doing longer sprints now too. They're my favorite. Yeah, it's thanks to you. So we're going to jump very soon because we only have a minute left in this pose. And I'm just going to let it roll on. Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm just going to let it happen and it'll just go to 45 minutes again. And I might actually not do any more chapters today because I feel like I've done a lot. Or should I? Because I could finish it today. I don't know. I'm hesitating now. I'm like, I want to do this, but also I want to read that book, the craft book. While I have the motivation, let me continue to do this. I might as well. So I'm going to finish perhaps editing this in there today. We shall see. If I need an extra 10 minutes, I'll add an extra 10 minutes at the end, but we shall see. Love long sprints. Yay. What craft book is it? Write your story from the middle. I think that's what it's called. I'm going to head towards bed. Fair enough during the sprint, but this was absolutely lovely. It was so lovely to have you. Have a good night of sleep and enjoy Valentine's Day croissant tomorrow morning. You went from 8 to 19, so that is a lot. Yeah, I did like 10, and I only have 10 more, like 11 more. Let me pause. Stop sharing. There we go. That was the second and last sprint of these 2 hours. Big 45 chunk again. And I finished. I did all of the chapters, all of the changes, translated everything into the computerized version of my manuscript. There's one tab left, and it's not a change that is like something I can do in the manuscript. It was just a suggestion to myself. There's a moment in the book where Olive writes down, like in a typical mystery fashion, and I kind of love these scenes in books as well. Whenever I read like murder mysteries and stuff, she writes down like sort of like a list of suspects with little arrows and, you know, like basically people she thinks want her dead, and or just people she thinks could be in the pool of suspects. And I was thinking as I was like describing the scene, I was like, oh, I should make it and make the actual page to insert into the manuscript. And then I was thinking I also have several symbols described at some point, and there's a couple that I'm describing more specifically and like really saying what they look like. And I'm thinking maybe I should also include the drawings of those in the book as like a illustrative page or something. So yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I haven't done because I feel like that's not really for this draft. That's probably like for the end. And I've just pushed my goal because I technically finished my goal for the month, which was I put a goal of 60 instead of words. It was meant to be chapters because I did them once and there's 30 of them. And then I put all of the changes into the manuscript on my laptop. So I did them again. So that's 60 in total. So yeah, I finished that goal. So I decided to push it to 75 so that I could do half of them with filter words and pro writing aid, maybe just filter words to start with, like just searching them myself. I'm not going to push to do all of them again by the end of the month because I don't know how realistic that will be. So I've just decided to add 15 chapters to my overall goal, thinking maybe I'd get halfway through doing that because that would be quite good. And I did promise Anna and Hudson that I would give them back after this round. So, and I did say end of the month. So I'm going to give myself until the end of the month to see how much I can get done in terms of like checking my filter words and all that. But yeah, that's how I did. So I achieved my goal. I'm very happy with that, and I can move on to something else. And we said goodnight to Marta, who went to bed. And Mars said, I'm going to head out to have an early dinner. Bye, friends. Bye, Mars. Sorry I missed you. And hi, Katie. Oh my God. Hi, how are you doing? And then some hello, good nights, blah, blah, blah. And Michael said, I want a game of chess that sprint. That's very cool. Are you playing online? That's very cool. Nice. Yeah, congratulations. Keiko says, I ripped myself away from the fanfic. I'm going to bed. Good night. Have a good night of sleep. No, I'm not ready for you to go. I'm sorry. I always do. They're quite short. I always just do 2 hours when I do Thursdays because by the time I finish, it is 10 p.m. my time. So I feel like when I start them that late at 8 p.m. for me, it allows me to have like a break after work, dinner, maybe chill for a bit. Then I start the sprints. Or just doing 2 chunky ones really helped me this time. And I think I'll do this from now on, getting a bunch done. And then after that, it's 2 hours later, it's 10 p.m. It's time to relax again before bed. So yeah, I try not to do too long. Laura edited 10 minutes of her video so far, cutting out 20 minutes of footage. Nice, good job. Thank you. I'm so happy. Thank you. I love illustrations in books, says Laura. Yeah, me too. I do love it when something is described and you have the actual visual to represent it, so you don't have to picture it in your head. I do like that. So I was thinking I should do that. Katie says, I did a bunch of social media stuff. Well, that's very nice. Good job. Have you posted stuff on Instagram? I'll have a look after I finish. I'll head over and have a little look. Or you're just preparing the post and you've not posted them yet. Alice says, reading over some better feedback. Nice. And I'm dying of laughter. Nice. That's fun type of feedback then. That's great. I feel like it can be nerve-wracking to receive feedback, but I also think sometimes it's nice to get a little bit of an in-between. Like you want to get actual useful potential criticism, but you also want to get like, what did you like? Tell me if you're laughing at things. Give me your ideas when you're reading it. So yeah, I do like that. JC says, that's fair, Ellen. I did forget about the time zone difference. Yeah, I always think you guys are closer to me than you actually are. Yeah. So yeah, that's exactly 2 hours. We're gonna stop here. I'll finish any comments that you guys leave for me. I did post some stuff on Instagram, says Katie, and I'm planning on doing a little Instagram experiment. Nice. I'm also making posts. This is interesting because I'm potentially gonna make a little YouTube experiment. Not really experiment, but I just want to experiment with my channel. Like, I have got some other ideas of things I would like to start posting and have a look at whether they do well. And I'd like to be more purposeful this year in how I approach my content and what I post and my channel and everything. And I did search the other day because I saw like a YouTuber that I watch sometimes who talks more about YouTube in general and like how people approach things and how content changes year by year and like trends and things. And she was sort of saying like she was advertising, it was an ad, but before the ad part where she was saying this thing will do it automatically for you, she was like, manually you can go through people's channels in your niche and have a look at their outliers and just see what does really well. So like the outliers being, you know, if on average they get 500 views per video, what got them 1,000? Is it this video, that video, and that video? Are they like consistent and stuff like that? And so there's a few ideas I got from doing that. So I did a bunch of research on some of the channels I was inspired by and gathered that into my Notion. And now I'm like, oh, I'd quite like to explore this and that type of content. So yeah, I'll have a think about that and try to be a little bit more purposeful to see if it makes my channel move forward a little bit, because that would be fun. So yeah, but because we're talking about that, I think that might be the topic we approach on the Lazy Gang stream this Saturday. I know in the calendar it says Sunday, but Anna made me move it. It's not my fault. And also I think we may just not have told you guys that it's Saturday instead of Sunday, but I should post a note. But anyway, we might talk about like that kind of stuff because we were both intrigued by the topic recently. So that might be the theme of the stream. So yeah, that was the last few bits of chat. Sorry, I'm being so yappy. Love experiments. Ooh, YouTube experiment. Can't wait to watch. It's not so much like a experiment. It's more like I'm experimenting with my channel, if that makes sense. Like I'm not going to post an experiment type of video. I don't know if that makes sense, but my brain is fried, as I've said several times tonight. Thank you and bye. I feel like that's so doesn't. It's so funny because I'm the one who said bye first, and I said I'm going to end it here. But then Michael saying just like thanks and bye while I'm still talking makes it feel like, oh, I should go. I'm joking. But that was funny. One comment was divorce him, girl, the biggest red flag. Oh my god, I love that. That is great feedback. That's so funny. Sounds like fun. I'll literally watch you read the dictionary somewhere for this. That's so funny. Oops, better move it on the calendar. Yeah, that's my fault. I forgot to say, I think she messaged me last week or something to say, can we move it to the Saturday? And I think both of us forgot to like mention it. Doesn't matter. Love your videos. Thank you. Love to see you always. Love you so much. Love you guys so much. Thank you for coming to the stream. That was a very busy stream. Like a lot of you guys were there, and that makes me really happy because then I feel the pressure to be productive. So thank you so much for helping me getting through my own comments. I feel really productive, really happy. And on that note, I'm going to do my usual cold ending because I still don't have and probably will never have an outro. So